Shouldn't everybody know by now that if you're in the big club, the big U.S. government club, then you are owned by the club owners? Don't we know that people who claim to be representatives of the people of the United States actually represent foreign organizations, foreign governments represented by lobbyists and special interests and people like, I don't know, the people who own AIPAC? The representatives aren't representing Americans. They're representing their owners, their controllers. And Dan Bongino and Kash Patel are no different. But the Tim Pools and the Alex Joneses and the Clint Russells of this world tried to convince us for a long, long time that Kash Patel is going to be on our side, that Dan Bongino is going to bat for you and me. And yet now we have, after years of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino telling us that Epstein did not off himself, we have this interview by Fox News, and Maria Bartiromo says this.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
I know it's hard work.
It's truly pathetic to watch the people who tried to sell their audiences, like The Cornering, like Clint Russell, like Tim Pool, like Alex Jones. They sold their audiences on how great Kash Patel and Dan Bongino would be for the country, for the American people. We are going to get to the bottom of things now. We are going to ferret out the truth. We're going to find out there's just going to be the most transparent administration in American history. The Quartering says for years, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, by the way, the Quartering was promoting Kash Patel, was promoting Dan Bongino. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread, man. And now, for years, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have called people crazy to believe that Epstein, whatted himself. And now that they've been in the club for about 40 seconds, they release a joint statement like it's open and shut, nothing weird at all about it at all. He 100% did end his own life. Clint Russell says, hate to say it, but if Dan Bongino and Kash Patel really believe that Epstein killed himself, they are either compromised or not doing their jobs. What would the job of the FBI be? It's not going to support the American people. You don't have to look past the ATF, the FBI, the DEA, the CIA, the TSA, Department of Homeland Security, any of the alphabet soup agencies. People like Clint Russell know that they are working against, not for the American people. And yet, you hate to say it, you were warned, Clint. You were warned, Tim Pool. You were warned, Alex Jones, that these people would play their game when they are put in their slot and they're going to go to bat for the controllers of this country, not the American people. Clint Russell says, hate to say it, but if Dan Bongino and Kash Patel really believe that Epstein offed himself, they're either compromised or not doing their jobs. They are compromised. They are owned. They are operated. They are controlled by the rulers of this country. And who would that be? Oh, I don't know. Maybe somebody with enough power to control the issuance and value of the currency that is currently still the reserve currency of the world. His cellmate was removed. And then he makes really good points about how Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have got to be lying. They've got to know the truth. And they're going to, with a straight face on national TV, look into that camera and lie to our faces. His cellmate was removed. And we're going to go over a little bit more detail with this in the Alex Jones post. He had 3 neck fractures. The guards fell asleep and the cameras didn't work. Not buying it, never will. And you shouldn't. But what you should buy is Dan Bongino is working for them. He's not working for us. He's a turncoat. He's a betrayer. This is what Alex Jones says. Overall, I think Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are doing a great job. But on this claim that Epstein's death is not a cover-up, I call BS. How many times does Alex Jones have to mislead you and tell you things that are obviously false, he's going to tell you they're true. Oh, yeah, Donald Trump is different from Bill Clinton. He's different from Barack Obama. No, he's not. He's working for the same team owners. And you're trying to blind your audience into believing and still buying into the left versus right paradigm lie. Epstein confirmed an S-side, ? Maria sits down with FBI's Kash, Patel, and Dan Bongino, who claim Epstein did, in fact, commit the act. Now let's get into why people don't believe this story. Number one, Maureen Comey, former disgraced FBI Director James Comey's daughter, was in charge of Epstein's alleged S-side investigation, which isn't a good start. And Maureen allegedly lost the jailhouse CCTV tapes as a result of a technical error. Yeah, that sure sounds like a lie. Why? Because it probably is a lie. Then on top of the lost erased tapes, through a technical error, both security guards fell asleep who were supposed to be watching Epstein's cell, who was on 24-hour surveillance for suicide watch, as is standard procedure in every jail and being a high-profile prisoner. There are rumors and video you can search which claims nitrous oxide was used to knock the guards out, which then Epstein was taken out by another individual. According to reports, others claim the guards were paid not to talk. Either way, for the tapes to mysteriously go missing or erased and to have not one but two guards fall asleep coincidentally, the odds of both of these happenings to occur at the same time in the same place are astronomical. We know the Comeys are corrupt. James Comey sent out a dog whistle to have our sitting president. You know what? Why do you think he would do that? What is Comey, the Clintons, and the Obamas all have to hide? Are you paying attention to Trump's recent posts? Are you starting to connect the dots? Remember, there are no coincidences. Who's he sounding like? Who is this? This is from the official Alex Jones account. Look at that. That's the official account at Real Alex Jones. Who does Alex sound like right here? Kind of sounds like Q. Are you starting to connect the dots? Do you see my breadcrumbs? Don't worry. The J6 files are going to be released and some heads are going to roll. Remember, there are no coincidences. Do you think they're telling the truth? What do you think really happened to Epstein? Do I think we know they're lying? They're paid to lie. I love Ian Smith here. Ian Smith is the guy they tried to close down his gym during the Convid 1984 by George Orwell nonsense, the psychological operation. He's like, nope, ain't going to do it. Keeping it open. I don't care what you guys say. According to Kash, Patel, and Dan Bongino, Jeffrey Epstein committed you know what? Still no client list and release of files. Tell me again how this administration is any different than any other. Finally, people are starting to realize what's going on. Hopefully, they're going to go all the way and go, you know what? I am not going to be had again. I don't even care how convincing the next incoming administration is. I am not going to fall for it this time. If you fell for Donald Trump, you need to have your head examined. That was about as obvious as you can possibly get. Lionel says Bongino is a shill and a hack and a gatekeeper, and whatever trust or faith I had in him just went out the window. I hope you really mean that, Lionel. I really do. And then you got people like Gunter saying, holy Shiite, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino just confirmed that they have troves of information about January 6th and it's being sent to Congress. The truth is coming out. Ain't no truth came out. Ain't no truth gonna come out. Remember Pam Bondi? Yeah, I've got the entire Epstein file on my desk. It will be released soon. How many months ago was that? Hasn't been released, isn't gonna be released. How many times do these people have to be lied to before they go, you know what? These people are all the same. Every single one of them. Republicans, Democrats, Trump, Obama, the Clintons, the Bushes, every one of them are in bed together. And they are working for the same team owners that work against the interest of every single American. So why don't you just wake up quartering? Why not wake up Clint Russell, Styx Hexenhammer 666, Tim Pool, Alex Jones? Maybe you can finally get on the side of truth because we know this right here ain't true. If you like these videos and you want to keep this channel rolling, the support links are in the description, or you can just do it for free. Like and share this video with everybody you know. We've got to get the truth out there. Truth fears no scrutiny, but the fact is that truth is the first casualty in any war, including this crazy information war. I will see you in the next video.